Hi, I'm the President and Chief Revenue Officer for MirrorWeb. I'm responsible for all things go-to-market, including sales. And MirrorWeb is a B2B enterprise SaaS company focused on digital communications, governance, and archiving, primarily focused in the regulated financial services space. We recently received a private equity investment to help us scale our growth. One of the things that we had been missing up to that point was a dedicated outbound team of BDRs or SDRs to help us generate pipeline in a scalable, predictable way. Having worked with BMS at two prior companies, I knew that they would be able to help me not only build a team, but build a scalable team all at once. And that's exactly what they helped us do. Trying to recruit for a BDR team prior to working with BMS was very challenging. Being that we typically looked for college grads right out of school, it was difficult to get the right candidates applying, and really being able to understand if they were qualified, being that they didn't have a lot of work experience, became very challenging. And then the pure volume of applicants really overwhelmed our internal process without a company like BMS there to help us. We had a couple of key requirements for the role. We were hiring 8 BDRs at once. We needed them located all in one city that could all start at the same time. We had a very defined comp for the role that everybody needed to work within. We wanted early career, basically right out of college or shortly thereafter. We did not want people with prior BDR experience, and also identify a strong ability to sell. The process and the timeline from BMS was great. It worked for us very well. It was a pretty short timeline from the time we finalized the role and all the requirements to having the assessment day and then actually having the candidate start. So all very impressive and worked extremely well for us, not only here, but for me at prior companies as well. I've been extremely impressed with the quality of candidates that BMS has brought to me, not only here at MirrorWeb, but at the prior two companies as well. In all cases, I've looked for candidates with really no prior experience in a sales or a BDR role, and they have identified candidates across multiple cities, states, countries that have not only met our requirements, but been excellent in the BDR job, and in most cases risen to additional roles, be it a direct AE sales role or other roles, marketing, pre-sales, you name it, that the candidates have grown into. So extremely impressed with who BMS has brought to the table. I think the value that BMS has brought to me in the recruitment process has been a fewfold. So first, identifying candidates and getting the reach and number of applicants. I think at MirrorWeb we had almost 1,500 applicants, which is great. Two, being able to go through those applicants at scale. So for our internal recruitment team, that was overwhelming. BMS was able to go through and screen those candidates down from 1,500 to different tiers until we get to the actual assessment day of, I think we had 30 or 40 really vetted candidates show up, and then running the assessment day with us, or the multi-day assessment process, being able to hone in, run it, ask good questions, identify talent, and really be a good partner to us through the process to not only get the best 8 candidates, but help them feel the same way about MirrorWeb or prior companies I've worked with them on, has been a tremendous advantage to us. And then running the whole offer process with the candidates and working with them to not only get the offers out, but really vet the candidates and get them sold on joining has been phenomenal for us, with a very high, maybe even 100% hit rate. There really are a lot of great reasons to work with BMS. I think for me, maybe the best reason is just the understanding of the kind of roles and adding a BDR role to the team and being able to run that whole process from A to Z has been something that gives me a lot of confidence. Knowing that they listen and understand what I'm looking for, find the right candidates, and then help us through that process and getting those candidates on board and being successful has just made not only my job, but the actual success of the team that much higher. And I would continue to work with BMS, not only at MirrorWeb, but I've recommended to a number of fellow portfolio companies and other organizations as well. BMS has definitely met my expectations. Again, being this is the third company I've brought them in, I clearly have found that they add value and understand, especially from a BDR perspective, how to find that kind of talent and help us bring it on board. And those individuals being very successful is something that I will continue to use and look at. So for me, absolutely have met the expectations, and I'm confident that they will meet yours as well. The reason I typically recommend BMS to others is just their understanding of how to build a BDR team, that kind of early career talent, and how to spot it, how to nurture it, and how to take it through a very difficult process to get it onboarded and make not only them, but myself and company successful. So after seeing it countless times, I believe if anyone wants to hire a BDR or a BDR team, that BMS hands down is the company to work with.